Okay, Luca, bienvenuto. Welcome back to New York.
Grazie.
And thank you for being available to talk about the mentorship program. So can you introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are?
Of course. My name is Luca Villa, and I come from Milan in Italy. Right now I'm in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a student in Perry dance, and that's where I met Anabella. She's my teacher, and also she became now my mentor. And I come from a very musical theater sort of heritage, but now I'm moving towards something more contemporary and more dance theater, or I mean, with label less theater than dance theater.
Good. So, so you took already, well, you're in the process of taking the second choreographic workshop. So, I do this series of interviews just to let know another people that what is this mentorship about and how, I give assignment and what is your experience taking composition choreography classes online?
So I would say that the workshop is obviously about composition, but it departs from the usual concept of compositional exercises and set of prefixed, let's say stuff and homework. Is more about knowing yourself and knowing the process of thoughts that you have to do in order to create a work of art. And it's also a platform for discussion, is a platform to meet new artists, other artists that you don't know. And Anabella is sort of a guidance for the 10 of us, and in order to let us share what we did, like our works and our ideas in a healthy and correct way. Also, I would say that what you have to do in the workshop is not during the workshop. Like the homework part is very, very, very important, because it's like is the process that I just called before is in the homework, because you need to look at various kinds of choreographies, or from every style, every genre, every choreographer, and then you have to think of it and to elaborate them in sense, thoughts, and other choreographies.
Good. So what do you enjoy most?
Actually, I thought I would enjoy the creative process, but I'm really enjoying the research part.
Great.
Because I'm discovering many choreographers and many artists that I wouldn't know without doing the workshop.
Great. And what do you think about the format, once a week?
Once a week, I think, is a good format, because it keeps you busy also with the homework, because like the homework takes you many hours during the week, but it's not that like much of a effort to like find the perfect timing in the schedules, also because it's on Saturday the choreography workshop is right.
Yep.
And that's really good if you have like a Monday to Friday school or work or something. Having it on Saturday is perfect, because it's like right now.
And Luca, let's talk about showing dance. Many people is like, oh, this workshop is to create dance films. But I say, well, but now we are in another category. Yeah, the choreography workshop you can create for live. I try to address tools that if you want to create something live, but also we are under this screen. And so can you talk about this? Because many people is like, oh, I don't feel, I don't know how to interact with the camera, with this rectangle. And many of the assignments that I do, I give two choices, or they create their own dance films and then we show, or they can perform it live during the session. So can you talk about this experience?
Yes, I was a bit worried about the camera stuff, because I'm not a film person. I'm really like old-fashioned stage. But it was a very nice discover, and I'm like exploring the possibilities of the camera, not just as a limit, but as a way of saying new things or exploring new fields that I never thought I could explore. So maybe at the beginning it was a bit scary also because, for example, this second workshop, we had a homework to choreograph something live, that it was mandatory to be live. And I was a bit worried because I said, oh, maybe the connection, and I prepared that, and then it doesn't work because the connection doesn't work. But at the end of the day, I think it's a good exercise for also for the stage, because it's just a different way of performing, but it's still performance. So it's still you train the same stuff and more, because you train your abilities with the camera and with the framing. It's been interesting.
Yeah, good. You have any questions for me?
What's your favorite part in the choreography workshop?
I think all, but each one is different. Like I love the discussions after the film. Sometimes I need to time them. Many times we go out of hands on the discussion, even if I put Siri or Alexa as a timer. And because the people is voracious and is so hunger to discuss, because now we don't go to see live shows. That's what I used to do. I used to go to with my friends and another artist to see the live shows, and then we go to eat or take a coffee, and then we discuss about the show. Now we don't do that, but we can do this, with the daily assignment. So sometimes I feel like the people is voracious and very strong about the point of view. Also because of the political situation that social situation that we are here in United States. So it's a lot of conversations about inclusion and race and privilege. So, I need to give the space, like you say, the platform for them to discuss that. So this is, for me, is very interesting because I need to create a platform, and also perhaps we are disagree with each other, but at the same time we create this tolerance and celebrate this diversity of thoughts. And then of course my favorite part is to see the research of what each one came up, and again the originality of the work because of the limitations. So, these are my favorite part. And then also I enjoy creating the assignment. Some of my other students ask me, oh, Anabella, you have a plan? Like, I'm like, no, this is not college. This is not, BFA or MFA in dance, but I change the assignment depending on what the group needs, and also the themes. So sometimes I'm thinking that I'm going to go in one way, but because of the session and because of the discussion, I change completely the homework. I decide to send more reading text, or if they go too much on their head, I decide to make them more practical work. So I like this. I have freedom, and I feel, I feel like I have the freedom to change because the participants are so receptive. And again, we all making the workshop together. Any other thing that you want to add?
What's the most difficult part in conducting a composition workshop?
The most difficult is like I need to make sure that everybody had a space and everybody feel that they have feedback. So sometimes it happened that at the end of the workshop, I feel that I didn't pay attention, or I didn't express my thought about some work, some creation that they present the student. So literally, I get my phone and I send a message, messenger, text message, or audio message to Instagram, and I literally say, hey, I forgot to tell you about this and this and this. Make sure that you work on that. And I do it exactly after class because everything is fresh. So sometimes for timing, we don't have time to read all the feedback that I would like to give, or so personal, like even the groups are very reduced, but it's really something that I have to tell, and is urgent. Usually after class, I send 3 or 4 messages to people individual because I feel that they need to hear more. So but that was for me, more the difficult thing to address, again, because we limit 3 hours of our time. And again, we're gonna try to have a lot of, we have a lot of material packed in 3 hours. And so I need to make sure that I cover everything. So that's why I time everything. I'm like, that's, you know, it's important that, otherwise go out of hand. And many times we pass the time, half an hour. And I ask, can you stay, you know, but unfortunately is what it is. And again, we are not in the same room. So I feel that some individuals need to talk more, and you see that, and I respect that for space, especially when they need to give feedback. So I want to make sure that everybody is being heard. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Luca, and looking forward to see your homework this weekend. By the way, we can stay online and talk about that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.